Look, at my age, you know I've been to a lot of doctors. Healthcare partners, they really care. They're concerned about your health. They're all the best. I am Roberta, and I am a healthcare partner. Visit hcpnv.com to hear my story.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 775-751-0349. News 46 is also brought to you by the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino. Located at the intersection of Route 372 and Highway 160, you can call the Pahrump Nugget at 775-751-6500, or you can visit their website at www.pahrumpnugget.com.
Tonight on News 46, the Attorney General makes a decision about Sheriff Tony DeMeo.
Evacuations are ordered for the Carpenter Canyon wildfire.
And the weather takes a short break for the fireworks show. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Jason Koblenz. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Friday, July 5th, 2013. We hope you had a wonderful Independence Day. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Jason Koblenz for News 46.
The Attorney General's office has decided not to prosecute Sheriff Tony DeMeo for the request it received from Nye County. The Nye County Commissioners voted 4-0 in October of last year to refer the sheriff to the Attorney General's office for prosecution for expending money in excess of his annual budget in violation of state law. The county controller estimated DeMeo overspent his budget in the last fiscal year by $1.08 million. That follows overspending of $773,000 in the 2010-2011 fiscal year, according to audited figures.
In the Trout Canyon community of 21 homes are under a mandatory evacuation this afternoon as fire conditions are closer to their homes.
The latest update on the Carpenter Canyon 1 fire are as follows. State Routes 156 and 157, as well as Highway 95 at Lee Canyon and Kyle Canyon, are closed at this point. Mandatory evacuations are in place and were ordered for residents of Trout Canyon and Kyle Canyon. The fire has reportedly burned 6,000 to 8,000 acres. 300 plus crews are working the fire. A Type 2 team is still in place and will transition to a Type 1 team later this evening or tomorrow. No injuries or structures have been reportedly damaged. Lee Canyon is open to residents only. The Red Cross has provided a shelter for residents at Hafen Elementary School here in Pahrump on the south end of town. The U.S. Forestry Service has set up a base at the Bob Roode Community Center at the corner of Highway 160 and Basin. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And a public meeting has been scheduled tonight at 7 p.m. at the Board of County Commissioners' chambers in the Calvada Eye regarding the status of the fire.
And we caught up with the American Red Cross, who have set up shelters for the evacuees for the Carpenter Canyon 1 fire.
We're here to bring our shelter trailer here. This is a 100-person shelter trailer. We're just trying to lean forward a little bit for the Carpenter fire that's going on right now. We've been in contact with Pahrump and also Nye County Emergency Services, Emergency Management, to make sure that we're in contact with them. And they're allowing us to use their facility here to secure the shelter trailer. So we make sure that we're able to open up a shelter nearby for any evacuation that may occur because of the fire.
So the fire's up there in Carpenter Canyon. There's some homes up there, especially vacation homes. Have you heard about it? Any possible evacuations?
No, right now they're telling us that the properties are secure and the fire's burning the right direction but these things change on a dime. That's why we always try to be very prepared and as I said, be leaning forward and having the resources we need on the ground before anything that might happen, so we can provide the services to our clients faster. So when people need help, they need it immediately. Because of the distance that we have to this area where our shelter trailers are in the Las Vegas metropolitan area, it's better for us to have the resources available when they're needed, rather than make the clients wait. If they're evacuated from home, as you know, an evacuation is an immediate evacuation, and so if they need a place to stay and a place to lay their head at night and a good meal, that we're here ready for them. We also have our shelter team that's on standby. That's only a little over an hour drive away. So having the resources here gets us pre-positioned, and having our shelter team ready to go also allows us to get up here quickly to make sure people are ready to be served.
What's inside this shelter trailer?
So inside the shelter trailer is the resources for 100 folks, and that consists of 200 blankets and 100 cots. There's a special kit for shelter managers that has some of our posters and signs, so people know that it's a Red Cross shelter. And other supplies and the paperwork that we use to register them into the shelter, and some other kit services, things that we have for health services, basic first aid. Those are the kind of supplies that we always stock in our trailer, ready to go 24/7.
You guys always are called upon for when we have structure fires here and are very helpful with the victims of that. Do you guys all work hand in hand with the shelters that you provide?
Yeah, we actually have volunteers that live out here that are Red Cross volunteers that can respond because they're here already, and they can get to the clients. Plus, we value our partnerships, so we maintain those relationships with the fire departments out here, and they've got our 24-hour numbers. They know where to call to get us out here. And so we try our best to make sure we're here as quick as we can. But that's partnerships, and that's the kind of stuff that you do well ahead of time to make sure that you're ready to serve people.
If people want to donate to Red Cross or get involved as a type of volunteer, is there a way that they can do that?
Yeah, anytime they want to Red Cross, they can go to redcross.org, and there's a click on a link that's volunteer, and they can fill out information and volunteer. It does all the initial paperwork online, and they can just select what area. They can select our chapter, and it goes by their zip code. And so all the zip codes in this area, they would end up coming to us to be a volunteer. And they can also, if they look for donations for any of the events that we have, they can also go to redcross.org or dial 1-800-RED-CROSS.
A special town board meeting was held this morning in the Calvada Eye to choose an interim town manager. The current manager, Bill Kobarger, has taken a position in North Las Vegas and is set to leave on July 18th.
A special town board meeting was held today for the discussion of the possible decision-making on the employment of an interim town manager. There was also public comment on the Carpenter Canyon fire, the improper posting of the meeting agenda online, and Amy Riches decides she was going to sit with the public for the rest of the meeting.
Then I can't go. I'm going to sit right down there. I'm not lording over my people for the rest of it. I can't go.
During the discussion of a possible candidate for the interim town manager position, Dr. Tom Waters shared his top 3 candidates, after which Bill Dolan stated he had a top 4, while Robert Adams had 2, and Amy Riches stayed in favor for the former town board manager. The final decision was to table this agenda item until Tuesday night's meeting. I'm Jennifer Moots with News 46.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Are you thinking about bariatric surgery? More on the myths associated with it after the break.
Busting bariatric surgery myths.
The only reason you're not losing the weight is because you're not dedicating enough willpower to it.
Next on Prescription Health.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300.
Welcome back. Bariatric surgery is on the rise, with an estimated 177,000 surgeries performed last year, nearly 4 times the number performed 4 years ago. But even with this surge in surgeries, there's still a lot of misconceptions about it. Andrew McIntosh helps us set the record straight and bust the top 5 weight loss surgery myths.
This health tip is brought to you by Humana.
Visit our local office in the Pahrump Valley Junction Shopping Center or call 775-727-0871.
I think we have a few more surgeries.
You'd never know now, but busy nurse Catherine Carr struggled with her weight for most of her life.
I completely understand what it was like to be that heavy person, to have trouble shopping in regular clothes.
At 5'7", Catherine's weight peaked at 252 pounds.
I tried every diet possible.
Then, 5 years ago, she opted for bariatric surgery, and her battle with the bulge turned into fighting stereotypes And our first myth.
Probably the biggest one I heard was that I was taking the easy way out.
Dr. David Podkameni says nothing could be further from the truth.
You still have to diet, you still have to exercise. It's not going to work by itself.
Myth 2, you can't have surgery if you have diabetes. People who undergo bariatric surgery are 3 to 4 times more likely to have their type 2 diabetes go into remission over those receiving intensive medical treatment alone. Myth 3, weight loss surgery will make you lose weight. On average, patients lose about 60% of their extra weight.
Bariatric surgery is just a tool over the whole process.
Myth 4, it's all cosmetic.
It has to do with changing metabolism. It has to do with influencing on remission of diabetes, treating sleep apnea, treating high blood pressure, hypertension.
Our final myth, weight loss from surgery is permanent. Some regain is likely. For Catherine, it's been 20 pounds, but she still lost 100 pounds and kept it off.
That's plenty.
I'm Andrew McIntosh reporting.
One way bariatric surgery does help change metabolism is by affecting the hormones that control hunger. After surgery, levels of one of those hormones, ghrelin, drops dramatically so patients don't feel as hungry.
One woman was transported to the hospital after she lost control of her truck this morning behind Walmart. Just a little bit after 10 a.m. this morning, a single vehicle accident occurred on Dahlia and Yellowhand Street. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies to find one pickup truck that apparently had ran over a fire hydrant and ran into a wall. Witnesses stated that the woman seemed to have come from the area of Yellowhand, making a left-hand turn onto Dahlia Street. That's when she lost control of the vehicle. Traffic was blocked in all directions while the investigation was being conducted by Nye County Sheriff's deputies. The woman was extricated from the vehicle and transported locally to Desert View Hospital. Fire Chief Scott Lewis has stated that he believes that this was a medical reason why the accident occurred. No one else was inside the vehicle at the time of the accident, and no other injuries have been reported. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
U.S. Representative Stephen Horsford has been released from a Washington, D.C. hospital after heart surgery to correct what his office described as a hereditary condition. The first-term Democratic congressman from Nevada's 4th Congressional District underwent the procedure on Monday. He was released from the hospital today. Horsford's office says doctors discovered his condition during a recent routine physical and told him he needed surgery. Doctors said he should make a full recovery.
And the 6th annual Independence Day Parade was held yesterday in the Calvada Eye.
This is our 6th annual Independence Day Parade sponsored by the VFW. We had a little slow start this morning, but we got done. Butch Boraski and I started this with the VFW about 6 years ago. We had a lot of people participate. Most enthusiastic was the dojo, Kathy Hernandez Dojo, and most patriotic was the Pahrump Valley Gunfighters. We had everybody turn out. We had both fire, the Nye County and local fire department, and our prayers are with them. They may get called to the fire. They're currently not. That's being handled by BLM up there. So,
Judge's choice was
the judge's choice. I'm sorry. Most patriotic, most enthusiastic. Oh, judge's choice was the women, the Victorian Ladies Society. Sorry. Yeah, I got that wrong.
You had a total of how many entrants?
I have no idea. We had 21 listed, and an entrance was, well, like the Brothers of the Fifth Wheel, that counted as one entrance, and there were probably 25 of them. So we had probably over 50 vehicles and then people walking, and we had the ROTC. Want to thank them too. Appreciate them coming out to walk.
And Miss Pahrump too as well?
Oh yeah, Miss Pahrump was here, Miss Nye County, Senior Nye County, all the local stuff, and then we had some political things, and next year there'll be all sorts of political stuff. So
the VFW's out here making breakfast?
Yep, and they're still here, and there's water, and there's beer too, so come down and have a beer if you want.
This is all for a fundraiser for the VFW, because the VFW uses the funds for what?
Yeah, they have charities, and they also have a food bank. They give out food for, veterans, and they have other charities they donate to. So that's what we try to help out with.
There you go. And so the public can also donate to the VFW if they'd like to any time of year.
Oh yeah, sure. Or pick your favorite food bank here, wherever that is. But I like working with the veterans. I never got to serve. They sent me home from AFES. Didn't pass their physical, so it's my way to help serve. I've always